I am VJ Slate, and I am 59 years old.
My name is Julie Klein.
My name is Regina Richardson.
I'm an older mother, meaning I'm in my 50s, but I have a 4-year-old. I have adopted a child.
I'm a former professional athlete, C-level executive, mountain climber, marathon runner, all of those sorts of things. Never drank, never smoked, had none of the indicators, rather to say, that would indicate that I might have a higher degree of possibility for throat cancer. And I got it anyway.
I like to think of myself as just surviving, because that's what we do on a daily basis.
My name is James Justice. I'm a cancer survivor, and also I'm living with cancer currently. I'm also a very frustrated healthcare consumer.
We didn't go through this in vain, that somehow the roadblocks and the problems and the frustrations that we went through can somehow lead to maybe one person not having to go through what we went through.
Used to do a lot of, things that were enjoyable in my life. I used to like gardening. I enjoyed taking care of my family and entertaining. My name is Dee Ripple, and the things I used to like to do are different than the things I can do today. I had 2 wonderful jobs that I lost because of my illness, and my whole world has changed completely upside down. With the breast cancer, I had to receive 16 rounds of very, very, very intense chemotherapy. I unfortunately was abandoned by my family, so I had to walk the entire journey by myself. I'm fighting a battle every day for my life. And I think sometimes that people lose sight of the fact that it is such a destructive disease. You never know. You always live in this fear that the cancer is going to return. Cancer is all about loss. You have lost everything. You have lost everything that you once held dear. Your family sometimes, your friends, your jobs, your health, obviously. It's just all about a whole series and line of losses, and that makes it very, very difficult.
It seemed so preposterous that I would have throat cancer. I mean, it had none of the sort of variables that I thought were indicators. But when she told me that, my life stopped.
It was really hard. I remember somebody said, why are you depressed? You're gonna live. And it's like, going through cancer at 32 sucks. I have a right to be depressed. Another friend said, could you not say that C word around me?
I had heard from other people. I had heard some other people, like Michael Douglas, who had had throat cancer as well, that there was a very strong possibility he would be operated on, and if he was, there was a very strong possibility, depending on exactly where the tumor was, that he wouldn't be able to speak again. I'm a professional speaker. I'm in sales and marketing. Take my voice away, while my wife might find that, an amazingly wonderful thing to have happen, for me, not so much. So I was terrified when she told me. It was the scariest thing that had ever happened to me. And once I realized she wasn't joking by the look on her face, I asked her sort of the $64,000 question, which is, am I going to die?
It was depressing. I was more sick after the cancer was healed compared to during the time that I was going to chemotherapy, and I was actually nauseated and regurgitating, and I couldn't eat, and I have mouth sore, but I was more sick after all these symptoms are gone. Psychologically, I couldn't get out of the bed. I was depressed.
The life of a cancer patient, it's not, I don't think it really just is black and white. You don't go through cancer, go through treatment, and then you get this date where you're cancer free and you move on. It's not that easy. There's a transition period. For some people it's a year, for some people it's 6 months, for some people it's 3 weeks, for some people it's 5 years, you know. And I think that should be taken into consideration because I think that's a very difficult time for a lot of us.
As bad as I thought it was going to be, just trying to imagine it, it was 10 times worse on every, emotional, physical, financial, you name it, it was an absolute disaster.
There's a saying that says, where there is a shadow, there is always a glimmer of light. And that is what we just look for in our lives, no matter how minute that light is. We look for it and we're grateful for it. So if you know somebody with cancer and you do something nice for them, just know we're very grateful.